Speed of Light is the single and the video from the album Book of Souls, which is out on the 4th. First of all, your voice sounds amazing.
Oh, cool.
It really does. I mean, listening to it, I mean,
it wasn't me. It was the other guy. You know.
And when you're singing and singing the way that you do, and laying that down with such force on an album, do you think much about being able to replicate it when you go out on tour next year?
Yeah, but I just sort of you just get on with doing it at the time, and I worry about how to replicate it later. You know, that's what you have. You know, when you were a kid and you were doing lots of practicing and figuring out technique and all this kind of stuff. That's what that's for. Is for figuring out how to reproduce something reliably on a regular basis. But when you're just trying to do the performance, you shouldn't really be thinking about safety. You shouldn't be sort of going, I'm just going to make sure that I'm never going to kick a football further than 50 yards, because I might miss.
Mm-hmm.
If it's 60 yards, you're going to say, I'm going to go for it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you score the goal, somebody goes, wow, you'll never do that again. You say, yeah, maybe, but we can try. So that's the way I approach it.
Seeing the video yesterday for Speed of Light, this song, how much do videos mean in 2015? We understand, back in the early 80s, MTV was huge and showing videos all the time. Do they mean as much as they did?
You know what? I don't know, but my suspicion is that back in the day, it was all a bit of a novelty, and then people pretty quickly got over the novelty, and budgets went through the roof because people wanted more and more. And then it was mini movies people were making, and now it's. I think people are just relatively disinterested. It's basically most of the time it's just like a commercial advertisement for a bit of music, and so consequently we lost interest a bit in videos, and we certainly lost interest in a long time ago in being in videos. Yeah. I mean, by the time you get to like something that north of 50, you sort of go, really? Why would we want to actually be in a video?
Eddie's the star of the video.
Exactly. Well, you see, that's the point. Is that Eddie has always been the rock star in the band, and we kind of like it that way because we don't have to be that sort of like rock star thing. We've got Eddie. He does it all, and he does more than any other rock star. He can tear the heads off 1 million rock stars in one photograph,
And would probably be as recognizable a symbol in rock as there is, right?
Yeah, and he never gets any older. He doesn't have any of these issues. He doesn't have to do Botox. He doesn't have to have a facelift.
Well, I was talking to a friend of mine this morning about speaking with you today, and he said, growing up, my brother had 2 posters on his bedroom wall, and I walked by it every day. One was Eddie, and the other was Samantha Fox. So that was a good pair back in the 1980s.
Yeah, she did have a good pair.
She certainly did she not? Eddie's also been, I think, I couldn't help yourself.
But don't,
Eddie is a